Top 10 things that shock tourists when they get to Belize. Hi guys, my name is Giselle and I'm a local here in Belize. I specifically live in Key Cocker. Having been born and raised here and specifically working in the real estate industry, I've seen a lot of tourists visit. I get to have first-hand experience about what shocks them about being in Belize. Number 10, it's okay to swim with your alcohol in the water. So having visited California, Miami, all those places, usually you can go with your alcohol up to a certain point and then you're not allowed to go any further with your alcohol. Well, that is not the case here in Belize. If you head over to Secret Beach, The Split, a lot of restaurants and bars actually have tables in the water and the waiters and waitresses will actually step into the water to serve you at your table. Never seen that in the US. So that tends to shock people. They always ask, am I doing something illegal? Am I allowed to have this bottle in my hand? People do ask, you know, am I allowed to walk inside the water with my drink in my hand? Usually they'll just put it in a plastic cup and then you're good to go. Your plastic cup or your Yeti cup. Yeti cups are pretty popular as well. Number 9, you're gonna find the funniest signs here in Belize, especially Key Cocker. I might be biased because I am from here, but let me give you an example. One of my favorite signs says, we have 2 cemeteries, no hospitals, go slow. Facts. We do have 2 cemeteries and no hospitals. And the motto of the island is go slow because that's how we live our life here. Number 8, people tend to be really shocked by how lax and laid back Belizeans are. Just like every other human being, Belizeans have experienced a lot in life and that seems to be what drives them to actually live life to the fullest every single day. So when foreigners come to Belize, they're amazed but also intrigued and admire how laid back our culture is, how chill people are, and how people just seem to live in the moment. Number 7, tourists are always shocked at how friendly people are. The minute you meet a Belizean, you'll probably have them inviting you over to their house. Their mom is probably gonna cook lunch for you. Next thing you know, you're meeting all the cousins and family members. And this is a pretty common thing here. When you meet someone, they instantly feel like they're family. I know that that's typically not the case in many other countries, but in Belize, when you meet a Belizean, you receive the warmest welcome from them. Number 6, people tend to be shocked at how inexpensive Belize actually is. If you're someone who's traveling for an extensive period of time, then you'll definitely find Asia or other Central American countries to be a lot cheaper. But Belize is pretty affordable, especially when you're on the mainland. When you do head out to the islands, you know, the islands are a lot more secluded, so the prices tend to be a bit higher than on the mainland. But overall, life in Belize is pretty affordable, especially when you're earning your foreign income. For comparison purposes, you can get a luxury apartment on the beach for about $1,500 US, utilities included, or you can be on the front street and get your studio apartment for $700 US, which is still way cheaper than anything you'll get in the US. And you also don't have any surprise expenses with that, right? In addition to that, usually that price means all utilities included, so you don't have any surprise expenses. Number 5, Belize is such a small country that you would think most of the landscape is the same, when in reality, each part of Belize is completely different from the other. Key Cocker, completely different from San Pedro, which is completely different from Placencia. Placencia has those ideal walk-up beaches that everyone imagines when they think of an island. Well, Placencia is a peninsula, whereas Key Cocker and San Pedro tend to have docks, and if you want to swim, you typically swim off the dock or the seawall. The mainland is extremely diverse. People think we don't have mountains. We do. Google Victoria Peak. It's a pretty popular hiking excursion. You have an amazing hiking trail, and within that area we also have rivers. Be sure to also look into our jungle resort. You're gonna get the Mayan ruins, you're gonna get zip lining, you're gonna get rappelling from waterfalls. It's such a diverse landscape, you're never gonna be bored in Belize. And this is all within approximately a 7-hour drive from north to south. From north of Belize to the south of Belize. In Belize, we do not use an ambulance. You can use an ambulance if you want to, but if you are in a medical emergency and you need to get yourself to a hospital, it's pretty common to drive yourself there, have someone drive you there in their personal vehicle, or to take a taxi there. Why is that? Well, it costs an arm and a leg to take the ambulance. it actually takes longer to wait for the ambulance than it takes for you to drive yourself to the hospital. Therefore, you either drive yourself there or someone drives you there. All right, so even though I was born and raised here, this completely shocked me. When a loved one passes away, you and your family members actually carry this person's body into the vehicle and you drive the body to the morgue. In my family, over this past Christmas, we had 2 family members pass away. My dad and his family members carried both bodies into the vehicle, into his private vehicle, where he then transported these bodies to the morgue, one being his dad. If that is not traumatic, I mean, that was really shocking to me. I really thought that the morgue would send someone to do this, but that is not the case over here. So finally, this one is hilarious. If you happen to get arrested on Key Caulker, the police will handcuff you and throw you in the pen to the back of the golf cart. That is certainly a sight to behold when you see someone being arrested driving behind a golf cart. Technically, they can just jump out of the pan and start running down the street, but fortunately for the cops, we are on an island and they'll probably drown trying to swim to Belize City or San Pedro, right? So those are your top 10 things that shock tourists when they get to Belize. For more videos like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. We post videos on a weekly basis and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!